saga with the SEC. Jamie Dimon called crypto a decentralized Ponzi scheme yesterday before Congress.
I read that. Look, I think very notable people, including Jamie Dimon, have called it a fraud. Warren Buffett, I think, had some negative comments.
Right.
Look, I think we've reached a point where we know this industry is not going away. It's here to stay.
It's not going away. He's right.
You're talking about $1 trillion of value. And I think ultimately these things, as we've talked about here on this show before, are going to be measured by what utility, what problem are you solving. And so, for him to call it a...
And that's the main point. What utility and what problem are you solving that's bringing value to the people? All these trash coins are not going to last, but the coin that will last is the one that has value to it, and that will help people in their everyday life.
Ponzi scheme, there's 50 million people here in the United States who have direct exposure to crypto that might disagree with him.
Well, let's get to XRP because the Twitterverse is going nuts over your appearance right now on Fox Business with Charlie. And XRP, of course, the native coin to the Ripple. Tell me exactly why you think that this jump in price is happening. What news can you give us?
Look, it's hard to know. Honestly, I've watched crypto now. I've been in the business at Ripple for 7.5 years. I've been in crypto for about 9 years. It's really hard to know. What I would point to is a couple things. Before the SEC got involved
with you guys,
with us and ETH, because again, there's two factors here. One, XRP was the second most valuable digital asset ahead of ETH, and then around 2018 was a kind of a famous, now infamous speech that kind of anointed ETH
of the corporation finance.
And so, look, I think increasingly as the summary judgment filings were made public, people realized that maybe the SEC really is overreaching. They really aren't following a kind of faithful allegiance to the law. And that's a quote from the judge in this case. And so I think people are realizing that,
the judge said that it might be. They might not be, right?
No, but the judge said is, one, the SEC is being hypocritical.
Yes.
And two, they said that they were not following a faithful allegiance to the law in pursuit of an outcome. And I think that's what we have.
And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, Ripple is going up at the moment. We're hoping that the judge make an announcement and make a decision on what's going on so we can go on with our lives. It's been long enough.
The SEC, I think, has kind of lost its way. I said yesterday on stage, I think it's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
I was going to ask you that. I mean,
I just think we have to remember the SEC gets its power from statutes passed by Congress. Congress gives the SEC power. The SEC can't just take power. What the power says today, the 1933 Securities Act, said that you have to have an investment contract. So as you'll see in our motion for summary judgment, the first step of determining could XRP be a security is you have to have an investment contract. And our point is Ripple doesn't have a contract. With whom is the contract? It's not a written contract. It's not an oral contract. It's not an implicit contract.
So where we are right now in the case?
So the summaries for the motions for summary judgment were just filed last week. They were made public on Saturday, which I'll mention very briefly. We had agreed with the judge and with the SEC to release those on Monday. They jumped the gun. And it's just this constant, I think, disrespect to the court process, which we've seen time and time again. The judge in this case has ruled 5 different times that the notes associated with that infamous speech we're talking about should be turned over to Ripple. And we still don't have them. We still don't have them.
So the case...
That's a shame.
She's going to make a decision on whether it goes to trial or not, or whether she'll just rule from the bench, right? So
I think we expect that there won't be a trial because trials and juries are really to determine if there's uncertainty about facts.
Right.
The facts here really aren't very much in dispute. The law is in dispute.
You think she's going to...
We think she has the information to make a ruling, and we think it's very clear that the SEC is grossly overreaching their authority.
Before we go...
welcome to another episode. This episode, I'm really covering Ripple. For the last 7 days... Ripple has gone up 56%, and last 24 hours it has gone up 20%, and it looks like it will continue to go up really because of the speculation that the SEC will make a decision on the case that has been going on for about 2 years now, I believe. So with that speculation, a lot of people are saying that Ripple might go up. So of course, people will always say that, but it's really up to you. So let's look at an article from CoinDesk here, where it says that we have seen interest in buying XRP year-end upside call options in anticipation of a resolution in the ongoing lawsuit with the U.S. SEC. So that is basically what's going on. A lot of people are expecting Ripple to go up. And let's look at something else that he also says, that if the ruling over here, if the ruling is in Ripple's favor, XRP could rally quickly to 68 cents and then potentially to 93 cents. That is a lot. So the thing is, a lot of people are buying it because of anticipation of that. Let's look down in the bottom there. It says buying a call option provides exposure to the potentially explosive upside move while capping the potential loss, right? So of course, we really don't know what's going to happen either with the Ethereum merge. And we know that that was supposed to go up as well, but too bad it did not, and it actually went in the opposite direction. And in the past, stocks have people were anticipating for stocks to go up based on certain news, but that didn't always happen. So with this one here, it looks like Ripple actually has been the only stock that's, it's pretty high, up 57% at the time in the last 7 days. All the other ones have not really gone up that much. But of course, you can see at the top here, Chills, I believe that's what it is, and Algorand, and then XLM, all of them have gone up in the past 7 days. While unfortunately, though, Bitcoin and Ethereum has gone down, and Bitcoin is currently at 19,300, while Ethereum is at 1,300. And one of our other favorite is Shiba Inu, which also falls to just below the $6 billion market cap there, and it's at 4 zeros and 1093.